Hello, my name is Luigi Bingara and welcome to another one of these Thoughts on Video Games videos where I just analyze certain parts of games. Now, I've been working on a mod for Skyrim and it is a bigger, more realistic, lore-friendly version of the farms found in the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. So I thought I might outline a few of my ideas on farms in video games and why they are important. So, the number one reason is the question that you might ask when you're creating a fictional setting, be it book, movie, TV series, etc. And TV series and video games can expound on this notion quite a bit. What do they eat? What do the people that are living this setting, what do they eat? Now, if you're creating a game and you ask that question and you cannot find an answer, then it's not immersive. It brings you out of the game. Fallout 3's problem was especially bad at this. The entire plot of the main quest of Fallout 3 revolved around getting water, but there were no farms in the setting of Fallout 3, so all the cities, all the settlements of Fallout 3, Megaton and Tenpenny Tower and the Republic of Dave, there were no farms to support that, so what do they eat? And it loses credibility and it loses believability. So that is one of the purposes of having farms in video games, is to answer that question, what do they eat? And it could be a farm for anything, lettuce, cabbage, wheat, whatever. You still got to figure out the answer to this question. What do the characters in this video game setting eat? Number 2, farms create a break between the cities, the action hubs in the game's world, and it gives the player a sense of relief. So, for a typical RPG, you might have a town, some farms, and another town, and these farms serve as a break, as relief. Similar to comedy can be a relief from two dramatic scenes in a movie. It just gives you a little bit relief between some suspense and action. Farms can also provide ingredients for the player character to gather for alchemy or potion making or cooking, and this is a popular mechanic in RPGs and MMOs. Where else would you go to get some wheat to make a health potion but from a wheat farm? You could also have, I don't know, like a nightshade farm and farm nightshade like that. It just enables a lore-friendly way of gathering ingredients to function the crafting mechanic. The next thing I want to outline is the patchwork aesthetic. If you're playing a game where you control a plane, for example, and I discovered this in Just Cause 3 as I was flying around the game world, I noticed that the farms of the setting, Medici I think it's called, it created like a patchwork sort of look and it looked really, really impressive. And the several times that I've been in a plane in my life, as I flew over a country or a destination, I would see these patchwork of the farms and it looked really pretty. So the patchwork aesthetic, in some sense, well, especially for games with planes and flight, can be a function of farms. Another function of farms in video games is it's an innovative way to fill in space in the game world. So if a developer is creating a fictional medieval fantasy setting and they do not have that many ideas, so they've got a bunch of towns and they've got a dungeon here and a cave there, and they need this part of game area is not filled with anything, we'll fill it with a farm. That way you can get the what do they eat question out of the way, and that way you can fill your game world with something that's lore friendly and believable. It's a way to save on. It's a way to innovate ideas to create ideas, to generate ideas of having a farm. And also, I was thinking about this last point of farms in video games and why they're important, is that farms can create a good action scene. Just think if the farm is on fire, how it creates suspense, or it could be a suspenseful scene as a player character is stalked by aliens in a cornfield. I think farms, although they're pretty underused for this sort of occurrence, they can be used to create an action scene or some sort of element, some sort of gameplay, suspense element, perhaps in a horror video game as well, those sorts of things. It can create a unique location for these types of suspenseful and action-packed scenes. If games have like a mechanic where you can satellite the environment, then it will be pretty useful for that. So I believe that farms in video games can create a pretty interesting pretty interesting set piece for combat or anything like that in a video game. So those are my ideas. Those are what I personally think are the usefulness of farms in video games, what purposes they have, and why they're important. Of course, you are free to disagree with me, and of course, if I missed something, and I probably have, you are free to write it in the comments below. Thank you for watching.